Oh yes, our favorite day of the week is upon us. It's finally Friday, and now you get to kick back, relax, and let us entertain you. If you are new here, this is Trendz Live on SABC News Channel 404. And to those who know, you're guaranteed a good time. My name is Kansani Koza, but because we are family, please call me Candy. We have a fire show in store with music artist Deena G joining us in studio. Plus, we have some high tea, cotton fest fun, and so much more coming your way. So you want to stay right there. On that note, we do take a look tonight at the big headlines of the week, starting with those we have sadly lost locally to the big hitters in Hollywood limelight. Our producer, Refilo Matela, runs us through what we may have been off our radar.
The death of 31-year-old comedian and actor Ebenezer Dibakwane has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. The charismatic and lively man was best known for featuring in popular ads and films and gained a SAFTA nomination for Best Achievement in Scriptwriting. His family released a statement that confirmed his mental health struggles, which ultimately led to death by suicide. This has opened up conversations on social media about mental health and the cost of fame. Ebi was laid to rest today. CEO and founder of brand and marketing agency Orchard on 25, Jay Banza's death sent another ripple through the industry. His agency made the announcement earlier this week. The 38-year-old entrepreneur will be fondly remembered for his unwavering pursuit of excellence that shaped both careers and communities, leaving an indelible legacy. He was laid to rest earlier today as well. Robalang Kagotso. Hollywood has given comedian Nikki Glaser the nod again as she returns to host the Golden Globes next year. The Globes mark the start of awards season each year, taking place in January. Glaser was the first woman to host the 2025 Golden Globes alone. She's known for her witty banter and starred in the Trainwreck TV series Not Safe with Nikki Glaser, reality TV shows Blind Date and F-Boy Island.
I'm feeling really good about the job that I have to do, the material I've written, that my team has written. I feel like we're just in good shape. I'm really excited just to like show these jokes to a massive audience. Like it's really like I've been working on this art project that I'm like, I can't wait to show people.
Defamed hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs was in court earlier today to answer on a new indictment. He now stands accused of forcing employees to work long hours and threatening to punish those who didn't aid in his 20-year sex trafficking scheme. Diddy is currently in a Brooklyn jail awaiting trial with an expected sentence of life in prison and a minimum of 15 years. Combs continues to plead his innocence.
Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything. He's been looking forward to this day. He's been looking forward to clearing his name, and he's going to clear his name. And we're going to stand by his side as he does. We believe in him wholeheartedly. He didn't do these things.
Legendary princess of an iconic fashion house, Donatella Versace, is stepping down as the main designer for her family-led brand after almost 3 decades. The platinum blonde served as the chief creative officer and had led since her brother Gianni's death in 1997. The 69-year-old remains in the business as a chief brand ambassador.
I think we perhaps knew this moment was coming, so not complete surprise, but it really does mark an end of an era for her, and her presence will be so missed. You can see on social media how adored she is, with huge outpourings from everyone from Jonathan Anderson to Sabrina Carpenter to Gigi Hadid. She really is loved.
That's all for this week. Stay trendy.
Our thoughts and prayers are with our fallen stars' loved ones. Now, the theatre is a perfect platform to indulge in thought-provoking and often difficult conversations. Watching the narrative come alive on a live stage tends to prove a thrilling goosebump experience. Well, as we celebrate Human Rights Month, a play called My Children, My Africa addresses pertinent issues that explore the tension of the Apartheid era in South Africa. Trendz live producer Deena G couldn't miss the show, and now we get to take a look.
And the good cart, but no harness.
Set against the backdrop of a classroom, this is a riveting tale about debate, division, and the power of youth shaping the future. With just 3 characters driving the narrative, exalted South African director Aubrey W. Sikabi was clear about his intentions.
I think when the director, Mr. Sikabi, put the play together, it was to revisit a classic, Mr. Ethel Fugard, and to revisit it in this new times that we live in, where I think theatre has really grown. And what I appreciate or enjoy about it is this reinterpretation of it and the way it's been expanded from, I think back in the days when they did it, it was done through poor men's theatre style, set designing, costume designing. And I think for us as creatives within the theatre space to come on board and reimagine the story and try tell it buncha to new generations and to young people who probably don't even know some of their stories from the past. My Children, My Africa is a story about a teacher at a school in a township, Zolile High School, and this teacher is very passionate about education at a time where education for black people was very limited.
I think this play was written to make a statement of how things were, but I think it was also written to unite people. The fact that it gives several different perspectives and opinions. You've got the opinions of 3 different characters, which are all very different. So I think through those, you start to see things from a different eye, and I think that's why it was meant to unite people. The play opens with us debating gender equality, and he gives obviously that women shouldn't necessarily have equal rights to men and equal education, and then I give the other side of that. So that's a big theme that comes through. He's saying he wants to go fight for freedom, and I'm saying, but how are you calling this freedom when you are being so controlled? So I think it brings in that theme as well of freedom, and what does freedom entail, because with freedom you also need discipline. You can't have freedom by itself, otherwise it just becomes chaos and lawlessness.
The original playwright and author of this play, Mr. Ethel Fugard, sadly passed away recently. His legacy, however, continues to resound and influence generations, leaving us with indelible memories of the past and hopeful sentiments about the future.
It highlights how many sacrifices were made for us to be here. I think playing this part has made me see the world differently. That I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for so much sacrifice. We could have been those people fighting. We could have not known tomorrow if I'm going to be alive or not. Now I live and I sleep freely because of the sacrifices that were made before me. So yeah, I think for me, I stress that a reason for you to watch it as a black child in 2025 is to know that 2025 is how it is now because of the 1985s and the 1995s, those days. I stand here now as a product of what was fought for. I can now speak the English I speak, go to the school with the likes of pennies, and get the same access to things now as anybody else. But I think there's also still quite a leap.
The writer of this play is so brilliant, Mr. Ethel Fugard. My first monologue in the play, towards the very end of it, there is a profound line that says that history has got a strict timetable, and if we are not careful, we will be known as the country where everybody arrived too late. If we neglect to learn our history, to learn for the why certain rights exist, you know, then we risk a chance of repeating the same mistakes again.
The difference between a man and an animal is that a man thinks, and he thinks using words.
The story unfolds with learners Tammy and Isabel continuously debating burning issues. Mr. M is a teacher whose role is to assist shape their minds. With strong stances on apartheid and its ramifications, the dynamic of the trio changes as the characters have disputing opinions. The climax of the play is an argument between Mr. M and Tammy, disagreeing about a boycott of the school. These are nuances that strike a chord, reminding us of our very own South African history.
I was born in 98, which was after apartheid, so I didn't grow up in that era, but I spoke to my mom a lot about it and what it was like for her growing up in that and how she experienced it. And there's so many things that are happening now because of apartheid, and if we understand what happened in apartheid, I think it helps us to understand more the things that are happening now.
Theatre served us very well during the struggle days, and I don't know how, I don't know when we've neglected it and forgotten about how useful it is in terms of pushing a message without forcing it.
Now that's an emotional roller coaster, unearthing brutal tales of our past, but also providing hope as our country is still full of endless probabilities. Give yourself a treat and unleash your human rights through a theatrical experience.
Oh yes, happy Human Rights Day. That's happening a little bit later on this month. Right now though, we're about to pay some bills. But before that, let's go above the water with our girl Deena G, who is about to set the Trendz live stage ablaze. Then when we return, we sit down with her and find out about her journey thus far. So wherever you are right now, get on up and put on those dancing shoes.
Keep on turning the tables around. I don't know where you stand. This distance between us is the loudest sound. I cannot pretend. Letting go, holding on, guessing what I will get from this. Bitter words, velvet tongue, I can tell how you feel within. Letting go, holding on, guessing what I will get from this. Bitter words, velvet tongue, I can tell how you feel within. Floating above the water, trying to keep my head up. Floating above the water, trying to keep my head up, trying to keep up my head above. You know I'm trying to keep up my head above. You know I'm trying to keep up my head above the water. You know I'm trying to keep up my head above the water. Above the water. You keep on turning the tables around. I don't know where you stand. This distance between us is the loudest sound. I cannot pretend. Letting go, holding on, guessing what I will get from this. Bitter words, velvet tongue, I can tell how you feel within. Letting go, holding on, guessing what I will get from this. Bitter words, velvet tongue, I can tell how you feel within. Floating above the water, trying to keep my head up. Floating above the water, trying to keep my head up. Trying to keep up my head above. You know I'm trying to keep up my head above.
Welcome back to Trendz Live. So you heard her earlier with an enchanting song titled Above the Water. Known as a sensational singer-songwriter, she has made the bold move to pursue music as a full-time career and is back on the music scene to entice us with her tunes. And this time she has collaborated with South Africa's trailblazing DJ and producer Mpho Wave. Deena G is quickly becoming a household name in South Africa's dynamic music scene with a blend of contemporary sounds and infectious melodies that are capturing the attention of music lovers across the globe. Having made appearances on various platforms, including festivals, Deena G joins us this Human Rights Month to express her journey and rights as a musician. Thank you so much for being here, Ms. Deena G. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me, Candy. I'm so good.
I mean, listen, you're looking good and it's giving mellow and, sexy and sultry. I absolutely love it for me. Listen, the first question I have to ask, given the fact that we are in Human Rights Month, how would you say that you've been able to express your human rights through your music?
I think, first off, with music, it's a platform to really express your feelings and kind of express what's on your mind and having that freedom without feeling like you're going to be judged or that you're going to be persecuted. So that's what really music is for me. It's a platform to express, and I think having that ability is really a blessing, especially being in South Africa, being in Botswana, and we have that opportunity, so it's really a beautiful thing.
A platform to connect worldwide. I think that is an amazing thing.
Yes.
And let's speak about this music. Earlier on you performed, Above the Water for us.
Yeah.
What is that song all about? Can you give us its background?
So Above the Water, I wrote it during a very interesting time in my life.
Yes, girl, tell me all about it.
This goes back to music being a platform because it is vulnerable, but at the same time, you want to share those vulnerabilities. So yeah, it was a time where I was just in a cloud. I felt like I couldn't get out of a bad mood. It was almost like a depression that was weighing me down.
Sure.
So Above the Water is just that struggle, that fight to kind of keep your head up, even when times are rough. And sometimes you don't feel like you can get out, but you will. So it was just a representation, expression of what I was dealing with.
And I'm sure something so relatable for so many people. And shout out to Mpho Wave because you worked with him on your track.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing.
Listen, the smile that you have about the fact that he's amazing is why the music also sounds so amazing. But I don't know if a lot of people actually know that you were born in Botswana, then lived in Canada for like 16, 17 years, then you're back in Botswana again. How would you say that's actually influenced the kind of music genre that you do right now?
I think just having the opportunity to live in those two places is very nomadic, by the way. I feel like I don't belong in one place, but I also have multiple homes. So it's an interesting space to be in. But Canada, there was a lot of sounds there that especially with R&B that I got, pop music, and then like Latino music, Persian music, Arabic music.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a melting pot over there. There's so many different cultures, and that reflects in the sonic, sounds that you hear on the radio. So that kind of influenced me. And then obviously growing up in Botswana and being in South Africa, the house and dance music really influenced me as well. So I'm kind of like a melting pot.
A melting pot of so many different traditions and cultures in one.
Yes.
I have to ask you, Western?
Emma, ke bua Setswana.
Oh yes, I love it! And as we continue with this music journey of yours, we know that you're going to be releasing an EP mid-year this year.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, I'm so excited about the EP because it's my debut EP.
Yes,
it's the first time.
we're excited for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, it's all South African productions, which I'm really excited about. So it's a blend of, being from Botswana and South Africa, hybrid productions. And I've worked with some really amazing producers to make sure the songs are really up to kind of what I wanted the message to be and the standard of the music that I wanted.
Yeah.
And it's just, again, kind of like a narrative, a diary of what I went through over the last year and a half, hardships, but also really good moments, really happy moments.
We have the good and the bad all in one. You know, you're more than welcome to name drop all these producers you worked with. You want to tell us who's actually worked on this album with you, girl?
Okay, I can name drop a few. There's Citizen Deep, Lemon and Herb, Mpho Wave as well, Junior Essay, Frigid Armadillo and Sanel Musician. So yeah, it's really exciting.
It's literally so exciting for you. But I've also heard that word on the street that you're actually trying to like move to the States or something like that. Is that true? What are the intentions of going back that side?
No, if I go back that side, it'll be Canada.
Okay.
I wouldn't go to the States.
Okay.
But I am going to the States end of the month. I was actually involved in a project. It was a film. And I did a song for the film.
So on the soundtrack?
Yeah, it's the soundtrack of the film. The film is called Legend Has It, and it's premiering in the Beverly Hills Film Festival.
Oh, girl, can you just take me in your bag? Let's go to America, to Beverly.
I got
together.
you, girl. I got you. Let's go.
Oh, man, that's so exciting for
Thank
you. But I mean, you've been somebody that kind of has been in the music, but now you're doing it like full time.
Yeah.
Do you think that like artists are actually recognized and acknowledged for the hard work that they put into their craft?
I think in our generation, like in the last 10-15 years, artists have had a bigger platform through social media, which is really like a blessing. But at the same time, there's so many artists and so much music coming out that sometimes you don't really have the platform or the resources to get your sound out there because there's so many talented people. So sometimes I feel like the challenge is really, the music is good, but having the platform to
sometimes can be really hard.
Can be
but you
challenging.
are definitely overcoming them. I think obviously with this kind of industry that we've chosen, there's going to be the highs and the lows, but you are cruising through.
Thank you,
and I have to ask you, as you know, we wrap up this interview.
Sure.
You're going to be performing another song to take us to the ad break, and that one is titled Fast Lane.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about that, because you also worked with them from a wave on that track.
Yeah, that's actually our third collaboration, and we have music.
Cooking.
Yeah, we've been cooking, girl. But yeah, Fastlane it's a song about chasing, your dreams, chasing a better life, but also not getting wrapped up into like materialistic things. So it's kind of a narrative of how we want more, but sometimes we get stuck in that peg wheel of chasing for money. So I just kind of wanted to, I like when I do music, I like it to be open to interpretation and have people see it both sides. So that's really what Fastlane was about, but it's a groovy, jazzy anthem. I just wanted it to be like a sing-along, kind of vibing to the track. Yeah.
That's getting me so excited because it's a Friday night, so we've got our heels on and we're gonna party together.
Definitely.
So please don't go anywhere, but we just want to thank you so much for being here with us today and showing us that that the journey can have so many different waves to it, but you're ultimately doing something that you're passionate about and that you love, and so we appreciate you sharing your story with us.
Thank you so much.
Cannot wait to hear the EP, and just thank you so much for your time here being here with us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Candy.
Deena is not going anywhere, but now still on a musical note. This next one is for the Cotton Eaters, the annual lifestyle entertainment event of the year. Cotton Fest by the Lake music icon Ricky Rick is weeks away from bringing the best of music in Mzansi to light again. But while we wait, they recently launched a new initiative called the Cotton Fest Exchange, a platform that seeks to support the creative community by giving them a space to connect and showcase their creative abilities with other like-minded creatives. It officially opened its doors on Monday, the 10th of March, and will run until the end of July this year. Our producer, Seleba Maifadi, attended the launch, so let's take a look.
Are going to love this one. Since the inception of Cotton Fest, many creatives have been using the festival to take their careers to new heights. This time, the brand is taking it further by creating a space called the Cotton Fest Exchange, where creatives utilize the platform for their creative projects.
The space is basically for young creatives to come in, build a sense of community, support each other, and grow and make each other's dreams and visions come true with the support of us, obviously. I think we're also trying to figure it out with the kids. That's what we want to do, and to offer the space as a free space for the kids to host their events, obviously with the correct vetting process. But yeah, we're just trying to give back to them and for them to know that we appreciate them being part of this movement.
The biggest part of this hub is that it's a safe space and it's a creative space where creative people can be supported by Play Bram as well as Cotton Fest. And it's literally carrying on Ricky's legacy and making sure that him saying listen to the kids and inspiring the youth is actually put in practice, and we're doing that practically. And for me personally, I've always loved the industry and the game, and besides being Cotton Fest his boy, I have a passion for talent, man, like the young kids, yeah.
What for you said, this is the right time to finally have this kind of moment and open up this kind of space?
So I think Ricky has he's done such a beautiful job with his legacy, and we're here just to support that. So we've been talking about this since 2022, and it's been trying to figure it out, And I think this year it was let's just do it, and we'll grow together with everyone. Whoever's part of this, we grow together with them.
Now you've been part of the Cotton Fest University from the jump, from get-go. Tell us about the journey of all the years of Cotton Fest that we've seen and why you continue to be such an integral part of this community.
I think the biggest thing is the growth, man, the growth and the influence and the positivity, and every year seeing different styles, different fashion, different creatives, seeing different talents on stage. It's all about the growth, and it's all about the actual word multiplication. So literally, we're not just saying we never die, we multiply, we're actually multiplying in the generations.
Has this either sparked an idea of what you could do, or you already had something in the pipelines and now you're just going to be like, Cotton Fest?
What you're saying, we basically, as a visual artist, the walls are a perfect place for me to play. So already, I'm just thinking exhibitions, I'm just thinking, plugging and playing in this place, you know what I mean? So shout out to Cotton Fest for creating a space where we are able to express ourselves.
Cotton Eaters have a varsity that explores unique modules and themes that highlight the creative direction of the year. We know the Cotton Fest is a university. So what courses are out there this year?
This year is the Faculty of Science. So we're focusing on lab. So come out with your lab wear and your experiments and have fun.
This year, what are you studying? What are you majoring in?
This year in the University of Cotton Fest, I'm majoring in entertainment because I am the Minister of Entertainment in South Africa. And then in Cotton Fest, I'm a professor in the entertainment department.
Listen, I was studying Nswenko Affairs. You know what I mean?
In 2023, we heard Ricky's voice on a track that was created through AI by the Ricky Rick Foundation, titled Stronger. There's now new music on the horizon with the release of the Boss Zonke Forever album, set to be released on the 4th of April this year.
It's not AI, it's Ricky, it's Ricky's work, and we just want people to embrace, and we want to be able to, we want the music to give a sense of closure and a message of hope, so let's hope that that's what people take from it.
Casper Nyavest, 25K, and Focalistic are some of the artists that will be featured on this Boss Zonke Forever project.
Break down the process, how does it happen? Do you then go and select the particular artist that you think should be featured on that track? How does it happen? Ricky did a lot of the work on his own. We did introduce some new collaborators just because we thought, these were some of the kids Ricky would have worked with if he was here, and it made sense to the song. So some were chosen by him and some we added because it's what we felt he would have possibly done too.
How, as a super fan, are you coping with the moving on, this phase of trying to still live up to his legacy?
You know what? I was fortunate enough to meet him very close to his time leaving us, and I feel like perhaps I was supposed to meet him just close enough to that time, because the love and the warmth that I felt from him was enough to leave me comforted. I'm fine. Auntie B, we got you. The family, we got them. And they got us. So we didn't leave leave us alone. Like he said, we don't die, he multiplies. So, be nice.
I feel like whoever he is probably smiling. He's looking down and he's smiling. Because his motto continues, we never die, we multiply.
Deena G is unstoppable, having achieved so much in the last 12 months, like talking to us here on Trendz Live. She's now taking the stage once again, this time performing Fast Lane, because Ukel is certainly going places. So, but Trendy, let's sit back and enjoy the ride as we cruise into the break.
My pockets are torn, I got nothing to spare. Patiently waiting, 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 constantly chasing, chasing, chasing. The paper don't last. I keep running out of time. Patiently waiting, 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 constantly chasing, chasing, chasing. Oh, fueling a fire. Living in the fast lane, money's on my way. I got bills to pay, cause I can keep the cash up. Living in the fast lane, money's on my way. I got bills to pay, cause I can keep the cash up. Living in the fast lane, money's on my way. I got bills to pay, cause I can keep the cash up. Living in the fast lane, too much on my mind tonight. I want the finer things in life, and I patiently waiting, 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 constantly chasing, chasing, chasing. There's too much on my mind. I want the finer things in life, and I patiently waiting, 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 constantly chasing, chasing, chasing. Hey, money's on my way. I got bills to pay, cause I can keep the cash up. Living in the fast lane, money's on my way. I got bills to pay.
So, if you didn't know, today is World Sleep Day, but hope you're not sleeping on us. Be sure to engage with us over there on X. We are at Trendz on SABC. Now, high tea isn't just about the fancy cups and delicate treats. It's an experience, a vibe, and a moment to slow down and enjoy life's little luxuries. So whether you're a tea connoisseur or just here for the aesthetics, get ready as we dive into the timeless charm of high tea, but Trendz lifestyle, of course.
This elegant hotel, inspired by the grandeur of an English manor, has been a haven for tea lovers for decades. From the refined gatherings of the 1990s, where elegantly dressed ladies would sip and socialize, to the bustling high tea Saturdays of today. This tradition continues to thrive, offering a taste of sophistication in the heart of the city.
The afternoon teas at 54 on Bath have been happening for a long time now, and I think since the inception of the hotel back in the 90s, the style of the hotel is modelled on an English manor house. We have the most beautiful terrace garden outside, and from those days the ladies were joining us for afternoon tea in the garden, and it's really just continued throughout time since then. But it's an institution, you could say, at 54 at this iconic address.
Yeah.
And yes, every week, every day in fact, we have people enjoying the high teas. We'll come in on a Saturday afternoon, we've got a glass of bubbly for you. There's some non-alcoholic bubbly if you prefer, because the bubbly is a great idea, but it does come with consequences. And so we'll start you off with a glass of bubbly. Then once you're seated and settled, the waiter will come over to the table and they'll talk about the tea brewing process, and talk you through the various varieties of tea that we have available. And which is so you're getting a real appreciation for the art of drinking tea. And then they'll go through the menu for you. We've got a selection of sweet snacks, a selection of savory snacks, along with some scones, always scones. And it's really then just about taking your time and enjoying the afternoon. You have to bring your appetite because they're little tiny delicate treats, but everything adds up.
High tea has evolved with time. While the formality has faded, the tradition remains. Today, affluent South Africans gather not for the dress code, but for the experience. It's about indulgence, conversation, and the quiet luxury of a moment well spent.
We have to be ever evolving ourselves, and we like to be intriguing. We like to always be changing just a little bit in the way we're offering things, just to make sure that there's always a little surprise when you come back here. You know, our guests have really made it in life, and they expect there's something special when they come here. So whether it's our food offering or the menu that we're offering on a particular day, we do like to change things up just ever so slightly, just to keep things interesting. I always recommend actually that people sit inside, but then we're welcome to go out and enjoy the garden throughout the afternoon.
The setup is a feast for the senses, where presentation is just as important as the taste. A modern see-through teapot takes center stage, offering a stunning contrast to the old tea blends that once simmered on the stove. The waiter arrives with beautifully arranged trays presenting the classics.
This is our Jade of Africa tea. That's our very famous Jade of Africa. It's got sunflower flavor and it's very smooth. When you're drinking it, it's like similar to green tea, but in the middle of that. Yeah. And here, this is our tea timer. So you brew this tea in 4 minutes time. The reason you're brewing it in 4 minutes time is because it's a flavored tea. Yes. And then over here, I'll take you to our stands. We have got the stands for sweets. And here we have got some lamb. And you've got some sushi over here with the salmon and cucumber, and here's just a vegetarian sushi, and you've got kishi over here, which is mushroom, and you've got prawns over here. And on our sweets, you've got lemon meringue, brownie, and cheese over there, and our savory scones, which are popular in this high tea.
As you enjoy the classic tea blends and delicate treats, a live pianist fills the air with soft, romantic memories, adding a perfect touch of refinement to a timeless experience.
I normally decide what songs to play based on my audience. When I came here, I noticed people were in the mood of love. So I decided, let me just throw like anything that has to do with matters of the heart.
Impeccably attired in a tailored suit and polished shoes, Will's piano skills are accompanied by his suave fashion sense, perfectly complementing the elegance of our Saturday high tea event.
I decided to look classy, to have a signature outfit for me to fit in the prestigious place like this.
As the piano's final note dissolves into the air and teacups becomes empty, we are left with warmth and comfort of a perfectly spent afternoon.
Oh yeah, a perfectly spent afternoon indeed. We continue taking a look at the latest in interior design at the Homemakers Fair, which took place in Kyalami recently. The exhibition attracted various designers with over 63 product categories represented on the floor. Shoo! Producer Rufilo Matela caught up with some of the faces who create homeware magic and help us enhance our spaces. So let's see.
This family-orientated show caters to first-time owners working on a budget all the way to the more refined, sophisticated and affluent owners. Small touches, also known as soft finishes, include exciting fabrics that can spruce up the home.
Everybody always thinks fabrics just goes on a couch, but that's not so. Fabrics can go onto aprons. You can make a beautiful roller blind. You can actually have, like I've got behind me, a wall hanging. You can use fabric for a headboard, for a feature piece, for a bed throw, to upholster the ottoman that's been lying in your garage for the last 2 years that you didn't know what to do with. Even if you've got neutral colors and earthy colors, use it to bring a bit of life and a bit of warmth.
G's company has been around for over 20 years, taking any design and developing prints that can be used across various spaces, expressing individuality and a flair for life.
So we're based in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal. We're proud of that. And another thing we're really proud about is designing and making products that's 100% South African. So the fabrics that we use, a lot of them, not all, are woven in Durban. And we then design and print them in Durban. And even the ink we use is from a company called Newtech that's based in Cape Town, a very big, proud South African company.
It's a collaborative effort that brings these fabrics together.
The fact that digital opens up so many options, that's what drew me in. In the olden days, you had to choose 4 colors and you had to make a screen for every color. You had to wait for 4 weeks for your screens to be made. Now we use digital machines, and those machines print in excess of 2 million colors, and you can have a sample within 15 minutes, and you can print as little as 5 meters of a run. So the digital is what drew me into the whole thing, that it's so quick and easy.
If your Pinterest board isn't full of muted tones and dainty ornaments, then bold designs like custom carved skulls are right up your alley. How did you get into taxidermy and carving skulls?
I moved wildlife animals for about 15 years, and then I got 2 beautiful boys, so I had to get myself a little bit more home, and then my granddad did some taxidermy work, so I said I want to do a little bit of a different viewpoint. Why would you actually use this for decor? First of all, we're in Africa. That's a unique thing in the world for us. And second of all, it's like a second life. It can either lie in the bush and get to dust, or we can actually make a masterpiece out of it, art piece.
Jenny's philosophy of breathing new meaning and new life into these pieces is indeed a labor of love, celebrating the great wildlife we have in Africa.
White ones normally goes for bathroom areas, barbecue areas, offices, cavemans, whatever.
I love it. It's such a real and raw touch of beauty.
It is, and the time consuming. It is time consuming. It's art. You know, you cannot just start every day and decide, okay, I'm going on. For me, the biggest part is just to start with a pencil work and decide what you're going to do on this skull. But Remo itself, it's hard on your hands, but you get used to it. Yeah.
With many design elements to consider, the work of an interior designer does not go to waste. These experts work with you to create dream rooms with different themes.
Basically, an interior design house, we offer turnkey interior design, and we have a showroom. So today we're actually displaying some of our furniture pieces as well as our beautiful ornaments, as you can see. So yeah, that's what we're all about.
The layout of your home is important so that it fits your lifestyle while remaining chic and immaculate.
All of the parents that have young ones, this thing will not break because it's not glass. So, you know, we also just incorporate functionality, and, you know, we can child-proof a space. So we always just try our best to create something that is so timeless and beautiful, but then also, you know, you can still play around with the pieces and not break them. One of our biggest highlights for this display that we have here is to just remind you that you can live in a space that looks luxurious, but then also is comfortable. All of our furniture is durable, so, you know, everything will not stain easily. You know, we really just take those things into consideration. Attention to detail as well. You know, who is living in the space? You know, what will they be using the space for? And as you can see here, we have a beautiful black, white, and gold theme. You know, just to exude luxury and elegance, and you know, that's really what our brand is about.
Express your individuality in your home using the latest trends in interior design. I left feeling inspired to enhance my own space, now to find the funds.
This truly is your home of all things arts, culture, lifestyle and travel. But we aren't done yet. We are, however, taking a quick ad break, and when we come back, oh, there's still so much more that's happening. So let's kasuta. So you are still tuned in to SABC News Channel 404. You know, before the ad break, I did tell you that we've got something more for you, and that is because we are the gift that keeps on giving. Recently, there was a culinary experience that took place. Last year in mid-February, there was a prestigious event that took place where some chefs and people in the hospitality industry and also some people that are very doing well in the culinary space make sure that they actually got themselves nominated, and there was a lot of awards that were won. So now the culinary benchmark has been set because the highly anticipated 2025 Lux Awards that got held in mid-February were a testament to that. Apologies for that. I'm just super excited for the last surprise that we've got for tonight, because the country's finest chefs, restaurants and hospitality innovators came together for a prestigious celebration that celebrated the remarkable contributions of the key players in the hospitality industry of SA. And of course, award-winning chef Candice Philip walked away with the Best Chef of the Year award, and we got to chat with her about the amazing accolade. Selepa Maifadi had a catch up with her earlier in the week, and now we get a sneak peek.
A fine dining maestro, always taking creativity to the next level. Meet Chef Candice Phillips, Mzansi's very own, well renowned for her innovative culinary explorations that blend simplicity with sophistication. She recently walked away with Chef of the Year award, and Syra was awarded the Fine Dining Restaurant of the Year at the 2025 Lux Restaurant Awards.
Very honored, very surprised. Like, I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, very cool, very special.
Well, tell us, what is it about what you do that you think gained you this particular accolade?
So I think fine dining in Johannesburg is you know, there's not that much of it. We're all about the details, all about the, you know, the finer things, and yeah, it's just our passion and our dedication to what we do. So I think that's, you know, it helps. It's what got us there, I think. Our service, our, yeah, we're here every day, so.
Chef Candice is immaculate at creating art through her culinary disciplines that have etched her own signature cuisine style that stands out from the rest.
I have a unique style. I use very minimal ingredient, like minimal elements, if you would. So a dish could be made up of literally 3 flavors. So very sort of minimalistic, very yeah, seasonal, and then the plating very simple, very neat. So yeah, it's just a style that I have, and people have come to know me for that.
Her love for innovation has her on a continual cycle of creating new fine dining cuisines, giving her a wide array of signature dishes that she's well known and loved for.
I changed the menu last week actually, so we're in our new menu, and on this menu there's a pork dish. So it's a braised pork belly, and I've paired it with fennel, which is a classic pairing, but then we've paired it with licorice as well. So a lot of people are a bit you know, shy away from licorice, but when you combine the fennel and the licorice and the pork, it just comes together in this like symphony, and people are loving it. So yeah, it makes me happy to see, you know, other people happy with something that they've eaten.
And South Africans love a good time. So how often have you seen people stepping out of their ordinary meals that they like to order and just trying out something different? Because, you know, Chef Candice is trying something with licorice. Let's give it a shot.
So it's always lovely to see, like whenever I change the menus, I have followers that come for like each menu, so they follow the journey of each, you know, whatever story we're trying to tell at the time. So it's really nice to see when people come back to, you know, experience what's new menu or what we've put forward. So yeah, we have a lot of followers and a lot of people that it's nice to see. It's nice to interact with people who become like family. So yeah, very cool.
How do you tap into that zone of creating a licorice and pork dish, like putting those things together? Yes, you're saying from the experiences of around the world and people around you, but in that moment of you fusing these elements together, what is happening?
So I find that if I'm the more I create, the more you can create, if you would. So when you're in that sort of cycle, it's easy to come up with these sorts of things. But I kind of, believe it or not, I can taste the flavor in my mind. So like I can be like the pork with the fennel and then the licorice, and you can be like, I think that would be really good, or whatever flavors I'm working with. And then I have to make it. So even if I were to, I don't know, dream up a dish, I would have to come in and make that dish right then and there and taste if it's something that I could, latch onto and potentially use, or something that's, for another day. But yeah, I'm very familiar with my flavor profiles, so I just kind of work with them.
Mutrendi, sounds like it's giving if you can dream it, well in this case taste it in your dreams, then you can do it.
Oh man, Batunglo, nah, just like that, the show is over Skadovas. I know, I'm also very sad, but on the brighter side of life, we had a great time together, right? Thank you so much for joining us, because we truly can't Trendz live without you. So let's do it again next week, Friday, 8 p.m. sharp. And until then, you know what I say. My name is Candy. Stay sweet. Good night.